What's up, y'all? This is Ty, and I am here to review a show that I just started watching that streams on Max. Used to be called HBO Max, but it streams on Max, and that is Jerrod Carmichael's reality show. That's the name of the show, where we go inside the life of comedian Jerrod Carmichael, whom I first became a fan of when he had his sitcom, The Carmichael Show, which aired on NBC. And let me tell you, to this day, I must still say this, NBC dropped the ball on that show. They did not promote that show enough. That show was hilarious. Jerrod Carmichael had Loretta Devine playing his mother, David Alan Grier playing his father, the comedian Little Rel, who we were not that familiar with at the time, playing his brother. And Tiffany Haddish was also on the show. I believe she was his sister-in-law or something like that. And it was a great show, great cast, very talented cast. And that was right before Tiffany Haddish blew up, and right before I believe Little Rel, got popular with Get Out. And I just felt like they did that show dirty. That show was so good. So I became a fan of his from that show. And then, of course, he had his stand-up specials. And then more recently, he had the stand-up special, Rothaniel, a few years back. But that was the most recent special, where he came out of the closet. And when he came out of the closet, it kind of hurt his family. His mother and his parents, especially his mother, because his mother's really religious. She did not accept that. And I thought that comedy special, which I'm not mistaken, that stand-up special, Rothaniel, actually won an Emmy. And it was really good because it was so different for a comedy special, because it was funny, but it also has so many serious, vulnerable moments. So I was like, wow, this is different. It was really different. So not surprised that that won an Emmy. That special did win an Emmy. And so here we are now with his reality show. And this reality show is him giving us an even closer look into his life after coming out of the closet, to his parents, to his family, and how that has we saw in interviews how that affected him when Rothaniel premiered and he was going on different talk shows. Clearly, his mother's not feeling it. And very similar to the show, The Carmichael Show, which Loretta Devine played his super Christian mother. His mother's really religious like that in real life, very, very religious. And she's not feeling this whole thing of him being gay. So we learned that off the rip. But this show, this reality show, is like he's got cameras following him everywhere. And it seemed like there's nothing that he is... there's nothing that he's going to hold back on. He's just letting you into everything. Now, me, I'm like, we know celebrities are already, and famous people are already, they're in the public eye. And there's so much going on. And I'm like, why would you want to do a show like this where you're telling so much? He's to me, for me, if it was me, and it's not me, but I always got to insert myself in these things. I don't know if I could have you that much in my business, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, I get it, he's famous, whatever, but you gotta have some level of privacy. But here, he's taking us into his life and he's telling us some of everything, and I'm like, whoa, okay. But it's very interesting. So like I said, his mother does not accept him being gay and all of that. And boy, I'm wondering if she watches this show, because in the show you see his stand-up clips. They kind of mix some of his stand-up, but his stand-up narrates what's going on in this episode. So in each episode, that's what it looks like. So this first episode is titled The Emmys. He's preparing for the Emmys. He's also letting us know, his parents don't accept him or whatever. And in this, he's called his mother a bitch a few times. Like, oh, the bitch won't accept me as I am, and this, that, and the third. But she'll call me when she know that I'm, won an Emmy or be on the Emmys or things like that. So we see him prepare for that. But not only is that going on, he also told his best friend that he had feelings for him, and he feels like his best friend stopped communicating after he told him that he had feelings for him, because I guess his best friend, the feeling ain't mutual, basically. And guess who his best friend is? None other than Tyler, the Creator, who is a musician, rapper, I'm not that familiar with his music, but I know who he is. So apparently, he told Tyler that um, he had feelings for him. And so in this episode, we are seeing some of everything. And I gotta say, there's a guy that comes in that's wearing a mask and he's totally in disguise. I'm like, I feel you, bro, because he even tells Carmichael, like, look, this is too much. This ain't real. What cameras everywhere? He said, I love you, but I can't have my face in this. I can't have everybody up in my business like this. And I was like, I so related to that dude. Like, I get you, dude. I totally get you. But Carmichael is out here on what's that app? Grinder. Gerard is out here meeting dudes off Grinders, bringing them over to his place, having sex with them. He's showing himself kissing on these strangers and sucking people's toes. And I'm like, nothing is. He's in his underwear. There's no privacy. He's letting us into everything. And I'm like, wow, this is kind of kind of a lot. And I'm saying to myself, he has this issue of not being accepted by his family and upset that they are, his mother's not accepting. And I'm like, what's going to happen when she sees this and watches this? She's going to have a fit because he's sucking toes, he's having sex, he's bringing different dudes over, and they're aware of the different cameras and things. And, there was also a scene here where one of his best friends, I believe her name was Jessica, childhood friend, and she's telling him that, his mother had dreams for him. She had expectations, and him being gay was not one of the expectations. But Mom, it's his life. I mean, you can't, it's his life, but I think that's kind of sad. You could tell that really bothers him. And part of me feels like he does all this other stuff just to he's kind of rebelling a little bit more, like, in your face. But, he does go on to say he's doing these things to cope with stuff. But I like that conversation between him and his friend, his childhood friend, because she was saying she's friends with them both. She's close to both of them and she sees both sides. But she's like, it makes her sad. And you could tell it makes him sad. But he's also juggling having his friend Tyler, the creator, his best friend, who he's told that he had feelings for him, kind of avoiding him, which come get the hint and kind of maybe he ain't got feelings for you. That's what it sounded like to me. So he's texting him. He invited him to the Emmys. And, we watch this episode as he's getting prepared to go to the Emmys. We watch him having sex with different people, hanging out, making out with different people, and waiting with bated breath on whether or not Tyler is going to respond to his invitation to come to him to the Emmys. And Tyler said, look, I'm busy, this, that, and the third. And then that's when we cut into Carmichael doing his stand-up saying, he ain't really busy, this, that, and the third. He shared, that's his way. That's how he copes. He has to let it out by telling you everything that's going on. So we get to a scene where Tyler comes over. Tyler, the creator, not Tyler Perry, y'all. Tyler, the creator, comes over and has a conversation with Carmichael, with Gerard Carmichael. And this had to be, for me, the most... Okay, for me, right off the bat, it appears to me that Tyler's not interested in him that way. He sees him like a brother. But the way he handled this was so... It just made things even more awkward and more like he didn't really answer anything flat out. He said a few things and he kind of came off like a little bit kind of like a jerk a bit. And Carmichael's over there squirming and hurt because he wants more and he wants him to express himself. And that was not what he was getting from Tyler. Tyler was very dodging the questions and, oh, let's eat, let me taste this, oh, thank you for the food. And then he went out, oh, you know what, I feel a fart coming on. This guy's pouring his heart out to you. The least you can do is be man up and say, dude, I don't see you. Just tell him, I don't see you in that way. But I guess it was awkward for him as well. That's why he reacted that way he did. But I felt like, damn, this is cringy. I'm embarrassed for Gerard, because it's like, dude, just tell him, listen, I don't see you like that, bruh, I don't see you like that. Yeah, I don't see you like that. I see you as a brother. And just, he kind of did, but it was like all that dancing around it and then the going out to fart and all that crazy that he did. I was like, that kind of made matters worse to me. That's what I thought. But the episode ends with us seeing that Gerard does get the Emmy. And then he receives a phone call from his mother. And he's like, it's funny. She won't accept me for who I am. But if I invited her to the Emmys, she would come because it's like, oh, my son is at the Emmys, but I don't accept him. So that was kind of sad to see. And then he played her voicemail. And her voicemail, she said, you did great, and I love you. You did really great. So who knows? Maybe his mother will come around. But right now, I mean, she's proud of him for his accomplishments. But she hasn't come to terms with him being gay. That's not what she wanted for her son. So I think this show, even though some of it I was like, whoa, him sucking toes, and a lot of it I was like, because, I'm more of some things it's just, I don't think everybody needs to see about your life, but I'm like, okay, this is what we doing, all right, I ain't judging, but I was like, whoa, but overall, I think this is a very entertaining and very interesting series, and I will continue to watch it. And I think whoever it was that told me, yo, Ty, check this one out and tell me what your thoughts, because I do like Gerard Carmichael. So I will be following the rest of this season. And if you've been watching it, tell me your thoughts. What did you feel about it? Leave your thoughts down below. Tell me your thoughts down below. Leave a comment. If it's something I missed, let me know. What do you feel about this show? Did you find it entertaining? Were you turned off? You think he's just telling us and saying and doing too much? Let me know down below. So with that being said, thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you all in the next video.